Alright, welcome into the stream, everybody. I'm going live for the second time today. I'm going to be commentating at least the first of these Nothrog matchups. So we have two devs versus two Nothrogs for multiple times today. I believe the next matchup is just an hour after this one. We'll see if this one's wrapped up by then or not. Let's see. So our opponents are Wad, who I believe is subbing for Bubble, running Beshar Nin, and O-Eagle running Skyrax. I had to go up against both of those as well in an earlier matchup, if you watched that on YouTube. And it looks like our opponents, or not opponents, sorry, our Deverenians are running Emperor Kahalis, who I have not seen this one yet in Strategic, and Lord Kestrel. Okay, so it's not Kestrel the Deceiver, so it's the not 4E1, the AEG1. So similarly to what we saw with Sin Marduk the other night, we have Ged Karel as a starter. So that planer attempting to hold back the opponent. Looks like O-Eagle has an Amadasi's Wrath and a Brine Fiend as well. So a bit of a buff to that starting army there. That definitely gives them an edge up. And Wad has, I can't see it. It's a symbol of Kerberos. Okay. Otherwise, they're running Kinag. They have the same starting army, Wad and O-Eagle. Kinag to boost attack, and Gunda, which just gets bigger. For James Fahey Warlord, we have Acolyte Dora. She just moved, so I can't see it. Let's see. +1 attack, 5 AC Astral. Once per turn, before a character rolls a die, the character rolls 2 dice, and you choose which one is kept. So that's a pretty strong card, especially comboed with Caleb the Shifter. A lot of redirection, a lot of trying to just get people to miss. And then Sidor the Avenged. This is another one I don't think I've seen too much. I know I've seen it in this tournament, but prior to that, I haven't really seen it used. And that's a pretty strong ability. I remember seeing this one in the Wyvern matchup versus Sly Fox early on. We are live, right? Yeah, okay. So they all have their hands. Hopefully they roll initiative soon. Okay, Rolo says I am live. Sweet. I guess that viewer count is just a little bit behind. It's whenever I've started, it's always been 0, but then there's people that chat, so I don't know. Maybe I'll just take it out. Hey, Irish Punk in the chat too. Representing the Chosen. Alright, I think we'll see some initiative rolls here soon. I don't know what they're waiting on. Rolo says, Team Chosen, heart you guys. Nice, and it's the purple heart too for the Chosen. Love it. Let's see, so Lord Kestrel, main differences between him and Kestrel the Deceiver. Once per turn, give another Deverenian in play one of the following: +5 attack, +5 AC, +1 HP, or +5 skill. So pretty versatile. Let me pull up Kestrel the Deceiver on Accord Lands. Kestrel the Deceiver is order once per turn until he uses this ability again. Target level 3 or higher Deverenian you control gains +2 attack, AC, and skill. And while not stunned, has the ability Kestrel may target spells as if you were in the character's location. So that one is more for a spell slinging Kestrel. This one seems to be he'll probably just try and buff other people. So now we see those initiative rolls coming out. Okay, so it looks like James Fahey Warlord will be going first for the Deverenians. How does that work in 4-player with 2 different factions? I assume it would just be same initiative order. It's not like back and forth where devs take an order, Nothrogs take an order. So if that's the case, well, either way, it's going to be James Fahey, Warlord, Oeagle, Wad, and then Innocent Wrath. So it's going to be going back and forth like that regardless. Okay. Yeah, that Caleb the Shifter works really well. Frankly, Acolyte Door, both of those are good in multiplayer because it's not just when they target a character you control. Caleb can redirect from anywhere. The thing says they do have to alternate teams. Okay. I think that's how it ended up playing out in initiative order regardless. Has anyone in chat built an Emperor Kahalis deck yet? I know he's been out several months now, but I just built one. I have not used it yet. I'm interested to see. Minnesota has an Ancients tournament in February, and I'm considering running him for that. I might run the Princess deck that I built for this tournament, but I've also kind of just played the heck out of that one, and we still have half the tournament to go. So we'll see. I might run Emperor Kahalis, try and give something a new chance. Rama the Cruel, order once per turn, kill another character to draw a card, or immediately cast a order or spend order. Okay. I'm not sure. Oh, okay. So you draw a card and then cast the spell. It is not an or. We see extensions out of Skyrax. So they're already going to start digging through those top few cards, trying to get their combo online. Now, both being casters that aren't going to be coming up to the front, they are going to be in danger of this Karachaguk combo. And that is pretty much what all the Nothrog are running, where they get Serene to spend order, and then Karachaguk with a King's Lady in rank 5, and then he'll just target the back rank and take him out. So, going to have a lot to plow through if they want to get back to that combo. And I know these Nothrog decks do focus on drawing a lot of cards to get to that point. So here we see a Karen Tremaine. Once per turn, after Deverenian in your army is targeted by an action or melee strike. So this one, unlike Caleb the Shifter, it does have to be in your army to redirect. Caleb is just after target character targets a strike. So that's a little bit of a difference there, but still very helpful. Sanjinton says, yeah, thankfully the devs are all about cancellation and redirection. That is true. Serene only lets them target the back rank, though, so there's not going to be a lot of redirection you can do there. But any sort of cancellation could be helpful. And if you can redirect to another rank, potentially, depending on the character, that could be helpful. So we see Dragon's Horde out of a Kineg in rank 2. Dragon's Horde is actually a fun one. Let's see, that was Oeagle. To run with Salazar. Because I have a Dragon Drop Salazar deck, and it just says after this character kills a dragon with a melee strike or action. With Salazar, the dragons become thralls, and he can kill them with his action. You can drop Dragon's Horde and go find an item. So it's kind of a neat little unconventional combo there that, as far as I know, works. It doesn't say an opposing dragon. What do we see here? Ged Morak. After you roll initiative, name an action card. If your warlord is a Deverenian, copies of that card may not be played. So that could be pretty good since we know both Wad and Oeagle are running a very similar action list with things like Meet at the Inn, Burn the Inn, Back Alley Tavern. We just saw extensions out of Skyrack, although Besharnin can't play that, so that's nice that Ged Morak can name a card and both players, can be affected by it. Oh yeah, Nemesis and Minor Dragonkin. That's pretty good as well. That definitely works with the Dragon Horde. Now we see an extensions out of the Karen Tremaine. Okay. Now I wonder... I haven't watched the devs play. I know all the Nothrog decks are similar, so I wonder if there's a specific combo piece that Innocent Wrath is looking for here, or just trying to find something valuable in the top few cards. Another one I didn't look at when it got played was Pruitt the Benigned. Once per turn after one of your devs cast a spell, a character that was adjacent must succeed DC 15 off the bat or suffer wound. That's nice because it's not within X ranks. So he can just sit in the back, and because he's planar, hopefully try and absorb some of those Karachaguk. See, there's the Burn the Inn. So anytime you're retrieving a card from your deck, if it's drawing or searching and putting it into your hand, that counts as draw. So Wad was able to burn the Inn on that. I'm not sure what that back alley came off of. How'd they play the back alley? Because that's after an opposing character pays the cost of an action to draw or retrieve cards, but they didn't draw or retrieve cards with the Burn the Inn. Back alley, then Burn the Inn. Okay. Honestly, when I was playing against Beshar Nin and Skyrax, we had the exact same conversation come up. And since it was a 2v1, I was getting destroyed anyways. We just decided that you couldn't do it, but that is good to know in the future. So you back alley and then Burn the Inn. So it does matter the timing on that. It's on the action, not the draw itself. Yeah, that makes sense. So let's see. What took out the Seedor? I must have missed that. Is that something from Eagle? I don't know. Oh, Rama. It was Rama. Okay, so he stunned the Gunda. Now Rama is going to try and do an extensions, and this should succeed unless they got another Burn the Inn off of the Back Alley Tavern, which would be kind of brutal for the devs here. So no reacts, it looks like. Devs get a little bit of momentum back. Has anybody seen either of these dev decks in action? I know Kahalis spawned pretty close to Dama. It's somebody's backup warlord. How long has Kestrel been around? That's not something I've really been watching. I just know devs are kind of dying left and right. Do you guys know in chat if there's any... Kestrel's a backup too? Okay. So I wonder if they're both just Spellslinger decks, or if there's any specific combo they're looking towards. I mean... MLG bombs? Yeah, that would make sense. So we see Blood Price on Kestrel. He's going to go looking. Maybe he can find that MLG. But he gets a wound off the bat, so now Karachaguk doesn't even need King's Lady to kill him, since he just does that one additional wound, but he's going to have a lot of hit points and some planar back here to go through as well. And since the Nothrogs are trying to swing from the back, you have planar up front, I imagine that Gedmorak is just going to sit in rank 5. So he finds an extensions. It's too bad that wasn't on Emperor Kahalis. Get it scribed and get that extra hand size as well. That's a really unique feature on him that pairs well with Master Kahalik. I like the design on that, and not many warlords that give you additional hand size. I know there's some, but not a ton, and certainly not in 4E. Yeah, Hand of Power is a possibility as well. And that would annihilate those Gundas at +0 skill. Have them all die next turn. Because I know our chosen Sangakish deck focuses on Hand of Power. Well, I don't want to say focuses. I think there's like 2 copies. But Let's see. So we see loyalties reward off Beshar Nin himself. So these Nothrog decks just going to keep going through their draw, keep trying to dig until they get Serene. There's a Bokos. So he's there because he can do loyalties reward again. So we know that's at least 2 more cards Wad is going to get. So there's Serene out of Eagle. I probably missed that action earlier, but now there's a Covert Tree Raiser as well, who can swing for 2 wounds. So I wonder if he's going to have a King's Lady to throw on there, and if he rolls even, just 1 hit to get Morak. Meet at the Inn. So everybody's going to get cards. Kestrel spend order for the extensions. Yep, okay, there it goes. So he's going to look at top 5 and find something. And extensions is unique because it doesn't shuffle, but you can put them on top or bottom in any order. So, like, if there's 2 cards he wants, he could grab one and then put the other one on top out of the likelihood of them potentially playing Meet at the Inn later in this turn. Otherwise, I mean, if you put all 4 back on top, you know you're going to get them next turn at least. Oh, he chucked me. Got it. Honestly, I forgot Kovit's order was discard a card. I thought it was just they do an additional wound. And I just realized he has 4 hit points. I was thinking he had 3 for some reason. Yeah, that's a pretty solid card all around. Very difficult to get rid of. What? How is he not unique? Oh my gosh, you're right. He's just a giant. Okay. That's a very solid card. So I know their big beaters are Covert Tree Raiser, Karachaguk, and Discount Karachaguk. The Ready Arius or something like that. And there's the King's Lady. So he's going for 3 wounds apiece already. And he can swing next action with Serene. So probably... I mean, I don't think it's looking great for the devs right now just because of that. They're not going to be able to get back to that for at least a couple turns, especially since that's an Eagles army, which has Brine Fiend and Amadasi, so an additional build-up there. It really just depends how long Planar can hold him off. With 3 strikes, he can swing next turn, or next action for him, and take out Karen, Rama, and then go straight for Emperor Kahalis. He would have to move up. Otherwise, he's in big trouble, or spend an Acolyte Dora back and let Kahalis fall. Okay, yep. There goes Kahalis. So he spent Karen Tremaine up. Okay. Yeah, because if he moved Kahalis, he would have had an illegal rank there anyway, so that makes sense. Because otherwise, he just would have been dead next action for sure. He doesn't have to spend for his next spend order, so he can do that from rank 2, whatever it may be. What do you guys think? Should I try and add some music to the background of my stream? Just kind of a low, little undertone music, or do you just like my commentary? Hey, Dragonbane, thank you for the follow. It's the least you could do after kicking my butt earlier. But thank you. We are more than 2/3 of the way to 50 followers now. Just need 16 more. Let's see, Eagle swinging with the Gunda. I wonder if that was on Acolyte Dora, just because of the die roll fixing. But it was even. Let's see. Okay, it was another Seador, and he stunned another Gunda. I'm not sure why you would go for the Seador on the Daybreak as opposed to trying to take out the Acolyte Dora that can still react. I would have gone for the Dora personally. Oh, redirected. Well, Caleb's not spent. Oh, is it? Oh, Karen. Okay. Yeah, I saw the Caleb wasn't spent. I forgot about the Karen Tremaine to redirect it. So Pruitt can still do his thing this turn. Kahalis doesn't have to spend. How many cards? He has 2, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Wad swings for an odd. Going on the Seador. I saw it out of the corner of my eye. I thought he was shaking the Pruitt, and I was a little bit confused by that. But that makes much more sense. So we'll probably have Pruitt fall up here, I would think. You don't want that Karen to be stunned. Now, the stunned Gundas can't react either, so that's pretty big. You can start collapsing ranks early this turn instead of waiting for them to die next turn. So that is a nice upside with Seador, the Avenged. Let's see, so after James... Oh no, James didn't go, Wad just went. So I think it's back to James? Yeah. Frozen March. Order. It's spend order, but Kahalis will cast it just as an order. Target up to 3 characters within 2 ranks. Each must succeed with a DC 18 or be stunned. Spent characters also suffer wounds. Stunned characters suffer 2 wounds. So that's really good with the Seador the Avenged. So he... I mean, it doesn't really matter if the Gunda suffers 1 or 2 wounds if it's stunned, but just the combo in general is good. If it had been Mitraz or Brine Fiend or whatever that the Seador had stunned, was he a Severed of Flesh out of Oeagle? Really intent on keeping that Gunda alive, which I guess it's a combo that works pretty well, because how would the timing of that work? Would Gunda be able to use its react again? It's after it dies, so yeah, it can react again. If it was before it dies and it already reacted, that wouldn't work as well. Let's see, I think he failed that one, yep. So stunned Gunda is dead. Alright. So I think that's it for the Frozen March, or is there one more? Still that Gunda, okay. So it is stunned. But just stunned, no wounds. I'm confused. I thought he already did 2 Gundas in Oeagle's army, and now he's having multiples of Wad's Gundas roll. Does he react with the Pruitt, the Benign? I don't see a marker on it yet. And that only targets 1 character that was adjacent. It is Pruitt, okay. So it's a DC 15. He just hadn't marked it, so that is what I was thinking. Yeah, see the Shaken Dora for the roll 2. See 5 and 12, so he's going to go with the 5, obviously. Have it suffer a wound. So Ged Corell is going to start swinging, going on a stunned Gunda. That makes sense. I guess start chipping away at Wad's army. Oeagle is the one with the combo, but Wad has a smaller army that you have to work through. So you can try and take out the Beshar Nin and then just have both warlords focus on Oeagle. Because Kovitz still has yet to attack this turn. But either way, it shouldn't be able... Oh, I think it can get to Kahalis now. If it hits on all 3 strikes... Caleb can't redirect. Dora's already used its react, so when Oeagle swings, James could be dead. Since he's already used his spell, or at least his spend order for turn. He has 1 card in hand. We don't know exactly what that is, obviously, but I doubt it's going to keep him alive. I mean, if he has a blink, that would be helpful. Or something along those lines. Sever to flash to bring back Rama or Karen to eat up another strike from Kovit, but Beshar Nin is going to pop out the Figurine of Power, which... Where is it? There it is. Maybe. Nope. Oh, I had it. There it is. So it has spend react before an adjacent character attacks. Strikes may not be canceled or redirected. I hate how Untap, for whatever reason, won't let you hover over the back row. Forged Cake. So let's click top right to switch screens. Oh, I see. Ah, yes. Thank you. That makes it so much easier. Hey, I figured it out. Whose action is it? While I was reading the Figurine of Power. Okay. So, I mean, you have to imagine this is going, yep, okay. So, come on, 1s, am I right? We gotta be pulling for the devs here, unless you're a Nothrog. So Rama is dead, unless James has something. Yeah, there goes Rama. Let's see. That will definitely hit the Karen. And Blink, maybe? Probably not. No. Oh, he can go on the Morak. I didn't think about redirecting to another army. That definitely works. So Kahalis survives another round. He does kill the Morak, though. Unfortunately, that planer not able to hold it out there. So now Kestrel's in trouble next turn. He should have given Morak +1 hit point. Then it wouldn't have one-shot it, and hopefully planer could have made another difference. But even if Kestrel... Oh boy. Because if Kestrel moves up, I suppose you could spend Caleb back, and then there's 3 characters as a buffer there. But then you can just swing on Kahalis instead. It's not looking good for the devs. They have a lot to plow through. I think at this point they're just trying to see if they can eliminate one of the Nothrog. I'm a little bit surprised Bokos hasn't cast... That's the wrong discard pile. Loyalties reward. Because he can do one fighter action per turn if untap would stop lagging. Oh my gosh. So yeah, Bokos can still do Loyalties reward. That's at least 2 more cards for Wad with the 4 he has in hand. With Hasamal being able to spend Kineg, make that 5 cards in hand, potentially, if he chooses to do that. Zaros the Mist, I would have probably kept him in rank 3. I mean, or even move Kahalis up. I know some of the Gundas are going to be ready to swing next turn, but you have a stunned Kineg and 2 stunned Gundas. I'd rather be in their way than the way of Kovet Tree Razor. So I probably would have moved Kahalis up. All it takes is 1 MLG to kill both. That's true. If you get... You would need Ring of Blasting, though. So you need to get MLG and Ring of Blasting to make it do extra wounds. And hope they don't kill you before then. And it'll probably have to come from Kahalis. Because Kestrel's probably going to have to spend up just to get out of Death's Row. Or Alistair. True. Let's see, so... Shadow Reaver. So that's just going to help hold ranks. That's definitely a good one, and you're not going to have any of those Ged Corel swinging on it if they come out. Or if Shadow Reaver comes up. So Torn moving up, I think that's an interesting play. I would have kept him in the back to be a body between Kovet Tree Razor and potentially moving Lord Kestrel up, but I don't know, maybe he's hoping he gets MLG and can maybe take out Serene, if not the Warlord, if he's not able to take actions to discard extra spells for extra wounds. Yeah, devs aren't a great faction. They do have some decent warlords, but they're not as stacked as some of the others. They don't have some of the combo pieces. Like Nothrogs, I mean, you see the Serene combo that is really breaking into the scene for this tournament. Elves have so much draw, which I know the Nothrog do too, but you've seen Hasamal and the Lost Bride. Okay, so there's going to be the loyalties reward out of Bokos, I would imagine, from the discard pile. Yep, just pulled it out. And that'll go into remove from game. There's 2 more cards, and he already used the Hasamal with the Kineg to draw, so... Gosh, turn 1. Still 6 cards in hand. That's just insane. This is exactly what the Nothrog are meant to do, and this is pretty much what I went up against when I played these 2 decks. It was Oweagle had the combo running, and Bubble, who Wad is subbing for, was just sitting over here drawing tons of cards and stacking his ranks. So, I mean, even in a 2v2, it's definitely looking like it's tough. Yeah, devs do have a lot of paladins. That's the one thing they have going for them. Who's the 4E one? Commander Kaiten. He was pretty good as far as paladins go, but I know AEG made plenty of them. And the 4E, after they printed Commander Kaiten, went and printed Seraph Alhavik for the Free Kingdoms, who's arguably a better paladin, but doesn't give as much paladin support as Kaiten, obviously. I know there was a guy in our local play group who, back when 4E was in its prime, back in 2011, 2012, right before it teetered off, so I guess not in his prime, but he had a pretty good Commander Kaiten deck that was not a lot of fun to go up against. And I know the Overlord slash Warlord, something Dilchant is Edric, the guy riding the Ember's Mane. He's pretty good as far as Warlords go. I know he actually took down a Medusan. So Serene for Wad. It looked like he dropped Karachaguk, but then moved it back to his hand. There he goes again. I guess he just realized it maybe wasn't his turn. And then Monkey's Paws on the Karachaguk. So now it's, I mean, it's looking tough. You're still the MLG away from a win, but you need to equip Ring of Blasting or Alistair. With Ring of Blasting, you need to get 2 spells and discard them to make it work. It's definitely looking like the Nothrogs are going to take this one. Because Serene and Karachaguk can still swing this turn. So that's probably going to be game for James Fahey. Yeah, see, exactly. He moved Zaros up and then spent him back. Which, I mean, having a second combo online probably ended up not mattering all that much. So let's see, Monkey's Paws. If no weapon equipped, which he doesn't, 1 extra melee strike and an additional wound. I always forget the Monkey's Paws gives an additional strike too. I keep thinking it's just like what is it, Gauntlets of Ogre or Bracers of Ogre Power, where it just does the additional wound, and then gives defend as well. But it gives that extra strike, so that's huge as well. So he's at plus 17, plus 9, plus 2. Or Monkey's Paws base plus 2, so buffed by itself plus 4. So, I mean, honestly, he could swing on Zaros. And then if he goes on James Fahey, Kahalis, Caleb could redirect to Tremayne. So then Karachaguk would get a plus 4 on Kahalis, which definitely isn't a guarantee. We need a 10 or better, so just under a 50-50 shot. No, it would be 50-50. 1 is on the opposite end. So even with Caleb redirecting, he's probably dead this turn. Or he can just go for Kestrel's army instead. That works too. Because Karen cannot redirect, since that is only his army. Plus it would kind of be a jerk move to just switch it over to Zaros, although that would be funny to see. So Karen is dead. Maybe he was just throwing the larger strike at the larger AC. So now we'll see Caleb probably redirect here. Yep. So Alistair is likely dead here. And the next action, it's probably going to be Kestrel. So I drew up the scenario for how he could kill Kahalis, but clearly he's just going after Kestrel instead, since he has the larger army. Take him out before he's able to build back up, and then just let their combo take out Kahalis next turn. So it looks like it's pretty much over here for the devs, but not until next turn. I mean, depending on what Wad's 3 cards in hand still are. I doubt he has a win con this turn. Needed a 10 or better, got it with the 19. So Innocent Wrath is out, and someone said that was a backup Warlord as well, so unless the devs happen to have a Phoenix Feather, Innocent Wrath is probably out of the tournament. Aside from pit fights, I believe eliminated Warlords can still do, as far as Woodrow said. Can I switch to a different bottom screen? Anybody know anything about that? How I can do that? So I'm not just spectating these 3 little screens. Innocent would have to leave. Nice. Okay. And he's probably not going to, so looks like everybody passed. We're going to the next turn. And it'll probably just be first action Serene with Karachaguk. Just because Kovet still needs to discard for that additional wound. Karachaguk is just swinging for 3 apiece on Kahalis. And go through Zaros first, but I mean, unless James Fahey gets initiative and drops the level 4 planer, that would be pretty clutch right now. Okay, so there's the oh my gosh. So 2 20s. Fahey gets... Why did he roll twice? Should have just rolled once. So I think James Fahey has initiative. Because Uigo re-rolled for the 10. Dora, got it. Thanks, guys. That makes much more sense. I forgot that that could be done on initiative rolls as well. I can't change the turn, unfortunately. So unless... No. Oh, he can do that because Karachaguk is in play. Okay. So Kahalis is a little bit safer now. I mean, might as well swing with Kovet and get rid of those 2 Zaros, since you don't need to be doing the 3 wounds for that. And then you can use Karachaguk to take out Kahalis, but it looks like he is just going to discard the card with Kovet. And there we see Serene and Karachaguk, so... I mean... Yeah, anything but a 1 on Zaros. Yeah, it's a +4 strike from Cornchuck, but then 3 wounds apiece from Kovet since he just used his order this turn. So, I mean, even if Karachaguk misses, Kovet can probably just take him out next turn, or next action. And let's see, 50-50 shot. Need a 10 or better. And he got it. So that will be it for the devs. Karachaguk able to take out both of them. Is he just showing the blood price? Or is he playing it? That 15 hit, did it not? Because that's a 19. Dora already used her ability this turn. But he's going to grab MLG. Vote Crisis. Is he just showing what he had, seeing if he had a potential win con? Yeah. That's what I figured. So the 2 Nothrogs take out the 2 devs without the devs really threatening all that much either. They got Wad's army broken down a little bit, but he was quickly able to build back up with the 15 plus cards he had access to on turn 1. Yeah, Zant Primus, the cookie cutters win again. It's an efficient cookie cutter, I'll give him that. They really have the cutting part of that down. Have the Throgs lost to anyone? I think they have 1 loss. I could be mistaken. I know they have some pit fight losses. I don't know if any of their warlords have been eliminated. Yeah, Sanjinton took out Icefall. Okay. Favorite pastime of warlord plays. If I had access to my next 5 cards, I would have had you. Yeah, I saw a joke custom Magic card one time that said it was like an instant. Like, before you lose the game, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. If you had a win condition there, show it to your opponent. You still lose the game. So, that's just how it always is. You want to know the what-ifs, but, I mean, I doubt he would have had them with the MLG. It doesn't look like he had any multi-wounding there. Serene still has 2 hit points. MLG is just for 1 wound apiece most of the time. Failing by 10 or more isn't that likely to happen. Hate was dead in the first round. That's right, yeah. I forgot about that. I was spectating that game. Winter got like 14 wounds on him and then was just like, peace out. That's true as Ant Primus. It is pretty canon for hate to just go down right away. I am going to hop out of this game since it's over. And I think we had another double dev, double Nothrog matchup going up at 9, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't look like there's anything there yet, but I'll stick on for a little bit, maybe at least for another 10 minutes, and just see if that matchup goes up. And you guys in chat can let me know as well if you see anything. I can check Discord, see if that's going up. Let's see. Nothing in scheduling. But I believe Icefall says we're on in 10. Okay. So I'll just spectate this match until that other one goes live. And I can spectate that one as well and commentate for that. Because to hit affiliate on Twitch... When did I miss getting another follower? We're at 35 now. I'm sorry I missed whoever that was, but thank you. We're at 70% of the way there, only 15 to go. And this is, what, 3 or 4 streams in. So thank you guys for all your support. Thanks for helping me build up. And on the same topic of what I was saying, to hit affiliate, which we need the 50 followers for, I need to stream like 500 minutes in my first, or not in my first, but in a 30-day period. So doing this next matchup will help me hit that as well. And I have nothing else going on tonight, so might as well, right? So let's see, this matchup we have during Core Touch, your dwarves may equip and use items while stunned, and may equip fighter weapons regardless of class. So that could be an interesting build. I think I've seen them a couple times, but not too much. Search your deck, spend order, search your deck for a weapon, and equip it to one of your dwarves. So it's Spirit Spawns. That's an interesting one. Okay. You can do it, crack a beer. I don't have beer, but I do have mead. I know, I'm a unique person. I think I have to pull for the dwarves here, just because I have no beef with them. I've lost to Free Kingdoms. That was the thing with Jacqueline Winson. Dwarves, I haven't even played against, I don't think. I know some other Chosen have taken losses to them, but I have not personally. So another Spirit Spawns, that is... Well, that one's a clone, so is that just showing, essentially, that it's holding ranks? Exhaustion. Oh, there it goes. Unbelievable. Robert the Vigilant is a pretty good warlord. Rami Menanak. He's a very good card as well. Comes in level 4 with Sir Robert and likely switched with that Bakbu that we see there. Some Chosen have killed 2 dwarves in one game, Irish Punk, but I think I'm still pulling for him here. Sir Thomas of Salinar. That is another one. People have been talking about things that you miss, like Ring of Power. Is that the... And Ring of Piercing. That's it. That's the fighter one. To where you can't play character. Sir Thomas of Salinar, I've had people forget playing against me that it's until your next turn, not until the end of that turn. It makes him just such a good card. So, I mean, he could theoretically switch with Bakbu here, or Bakbu could switch with Ola. That's not one I think I've seen too often. Remove her from the game if she is discarded from your hand, while 1 or more are in your discard pile, plus 1 hit point. Okay. Oh, you know what? I have seen her because of that Free Kingdoms discard pile that they have going on. And like Sifo Hamasi from 4E, who's also removed from game if he's discarded, so you can't just like stack the discard. with good stuff. Saint Primus, if you're still in chat, are you watching this wild game? We're up 3-0. As bad as Minnesota sports are, it's just nice to have something that's relevant. 4-0? Did I miss a score? I don't know. I'm not really watching. I just get notifications. Ha! Perfect. As I was talking. So we get Mass Blessing out of Durin Core Touch. That should help hold ranks a little bit, but with the Wreck and the Dury Earthwalker, I think those hit points were definitely going to be holding ranks at least for a good bit of time. Does anyone else get infinitely annoyed by Brother Domini? Because I just sigh every time I see it. Because those +3 attack and AC get old after time. Especially since he buffs himself, too. I'm not used to talking this much. Let's see, which steed was that? Dang it, I hate those stupid phases. Heavy Charger, okay. Heavy Charger's a good one as well with that +1 hit point. I really like that one in my, You know what? I'm not even going to give away my secrets because I'm the only person that has made life work. I will say it runs Heavy Charger. But that's all I will say. I'm going to pop out quick and see if their other game is up. Once Untap decides to catch up. There we go. Okay. Good luck to the dwarves in that one. I'll check Discord at the end to see who ended up winning, but for now, let's watch this Nothrog Dev matchup round 2. Why are the Nothrog missing level 2s? Was there a cause serious wounds by the devs here? Nightmaster Res. Spend react after you put a character into play. That character performs a melee strike. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, Bahia. Good call. They're both running Bahia. Yeah, right. A non-Karachaguk Serene Nothrog deck. That's certainly what it looks like because these decks are not built to hold ranks. Who is the other warlord? Icefall has Durist. That's what I thought based on the art. A very good deck I saw in what was it? Turncoat, Durist Elves. I considered for next month's classes in session tournament running him as a rogue with all of their ranged strike support. I thought could make him very interesting. So let's see, I'll go back to split multiplayer. So Bahia will read, because they both have it, may begin the game in rank 1 instead of one level 1 and one level 2 Nothrog. React after initiative is rolled, put target character into play from your hand. Oh yeah, Nightmaster Rest reacts with Bahia for multiple strikes. That's very clever, actually. Until end of turn, your opponent's characters with the same level enter play as though they were one level higher. So if you put a level 1 in, it can strike with Nightmaster Rest. That's very clever. Yeah, Zant Primus is good but vulnerable. I agree. Like, it's a solid card, but it's just 1 hit point and 13 AC. Like, I know you couldn't start something super bulky in rank 1 without it being busted. But I feel like it maybe could have at least been 14 or 15 AC. Like, you're giving up a level 2. 1 hit point still would have been fine. It is just such a frail card. Wield Pikes, spend react after an opposing character moves within 1 rank. perform a melee strike against it. So essentially a character version of Outmatched. Yeah, 1 HP, I just can't do it. I agree. Let's turn from the Nothrogs and look at the devs. Graham is running Sir Rollin, who I really like as a warlord. I mean, he's just good all around. Because all... Hey, I was looking at Graham. There we go. All of your devs have the ability to do range strikes. So, oh man, they can just spend order and take out the second rank of the Nothrogs. But it looks like they are going there first because they recognize that. I will hop back into multiplayer view. So yeah, those Deverenian Courtier at 2 hit points, 2 of them died. Just because, okay, yeah. Just because of those Bahia reacts. Hold up. Oh, that's disgusting. That is really gross. So, react with the Bahia to put him into play. He moves up. He's gonna die, but he gets 2 strikes. Wheeled Pikes got to swing because of Acolyte Dora. That is very good. So now they're gonna play... Okay. What is that? Oh, okay. It was the Axe of Faith. That's how they took out the Deverenian Courtier. That's a really good one with Sir Rollin, aside from like being killed right away. Just because of the 2 hit points, Riposte may not attack, but the spend order for the range strike isn't an attack. What's up with this? +0 attack, 8 AC, 2 hit points, can't attack but has Riposte. I think we need to make a campaign to give Brine Fiends Riposte. And just say they can't attack. I think that's better. Or maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, Axe of Faith was on the Feral, so he took out 2 of the Deverenian Courtiers. Read the other frontline starter. I tried to hover over him. There's Ernak. He is who let the Feral attack. So we see another Sidor the Avenged start. And he's going to do from dust to dust. We'll see who he was targeting. I would imagine the Nightmaster Ress. Try and collapse rank, so that would have been a DC 14. Let's see. He's putting numbers on it. I'm confused where that dust to dust went and what the numbers are on Nightmaster Ress. Oh, Fortrucka. Yeah. Right. I've heard Fortrucka's a very annoying warlord to play against, essentially having a built-in Final Blessing. I don't think I've ever played against it, honestly, but I know people have been very annoyed by it, and it's been a very good warlord. Yeah, Fat Trucker. Man, Sir Rollin is hurting early. Down his whole first rank. He does have a couple of planers in front, but if you watched the last match, you'll know planer ended up not mattering all that much for the Deverenians. Wesley would be so sad if they lost here too. Let's look. Oh, let's see what he did. Final power. So just a +5 range strike for now, but it can target 2 ranks away, or sorry, an additional rank away because of Derist. But let's look at Biana since we haven't yet. So react once per turn after she performs an action that killed an opposing character, gain +1 level permanently. Uh, and then spend order for a number of plus your range strikes equal to her level. So I would imagine this is a Hand of Power deck. I guess I could be wrong. Running Cedor the Avenged as a start, maybe Secrets of the Trials as well. I wonder if the Nothrogs will actually give us a chance to see. But yeah, I'm just surprised it's two unique builds, not the Serene combo, but they still seem to be doing very good and doing their thing. But it's still early, so who knows. Zant Premise, I don't think I've ever seen your Beyond deck. I know I wasn't playing during Epic Edition, but I still haven't seen any build from it from the local playgroup, as far as I know. So let's see. Sir Rallin can still spend order for 2 strikes, but currently has no other characters that can. He did at least equip a Garm to where he's not spent in the 2nd rank. She gains 1 level. She can cast Boil Blood as an order. Let me look that one up quick. I forget what it does. Honestly, I forget about a lot of those higher level. Characters do not spend. Characters 6 level or higher do not spend to perform this action. So spend order, or for beyond an order, target a character within 2 ranks must succeed with 3 DC 5 plus this caster's skill or suffer a wound for each failed save. Okay, I have seen that one. I think, was it AJ that ran it in a deck? Or maybe Jeremy ran it with his Bran Segula Dragons deck in the, I think it was March, April, or May, one of those tournaments. It was like Epic Edition. I think that's where I saw it. So Jackal stunned up Nemtok. All the Nothrog doing an additional wound right now out of Jackal because of that Daybreak. And because that's a static effect. Not that it matters that much with those Deverenian courtiers out of the way. So Biana's going to move up here, probably looking to cast a spell, because otherwise I wouldn't be getting into range of Durist. Meet at the inn, out of Res. Nightmaster Res, okay. So Nightmaster Res is unique because he says melee strike, not attack, whereas Res is... oh, also melee strike, okay. But so Res and Nightmaster Res can both react and do 2 strikes. Temple of Lore, that's pretty good out of, who is this, Slugman, I think? Honestly, I didn't even look. Yeah, Ged Nuri did get nerfed a little bit. Temple of Lore having planar is pretty solid too. So that just compounds with a lot of the Deverenian planars, like Graham has in those Acolyte Doras, which have, however, both reacted this turn. He also got a Portable Hole, Diversion, and Nodwick. So that's a nice little combo now. He can discard the Portable Hole to draw a card and get it back with Nodwick. Otherwise, he can just move up with the Portable Hole and shoot at Durist. Durist, meanwhile, has an Amulet of Force for 2 range strikes. That would be another good one to run Nodwick with. If he has Amulet of Force, I'm sure he has Nodwick in his deck to get it back. Just such a good card. And then Diversion is currently just a +4 range strike, but he might have other Cartwright. Fiery Bolts, there are not 2 other characters in the rank, so Biana does not get Marksmanship, but it is still a +4 range strike that can hopefully kill and give Biana a level. Let's see, where did that go? Killed Res, okay. So yeah, that is +1 level on Biana. So now, like Zant Primus said, she can do Boil Blood as an order. Otherwise, next turn, spend order for Hand of Power. It doesn't look like she's running much wizard support, so I doubt there's Secrets of the Trials. But Fort Trucka is just until end of turn, so Ress is still going to die. Zaros pushing the Soralin forward. Okay. So that's pretty good. Durist going to discard the Amulet of Force to shoot on Soralin, and I think that missed. Let's see, that was Icefall. Is that a plus? Yeah, +5. So that does miss. So now next turn, Soralin can shoot on Durist. Can use Diversion for another shot if no additional wounding in hand. But hopefully Graham has something. Since I believe Soralin's a scout, he has access to something like Sniper Shot. Yep, he is a scout. Okay. Or Assassin's Arrow, something along those lines, to take out Durist. Nightmaster Ress will die at end of turn. Gunda will die at end of turn, meaning Jackal's army will be a little bit thin. He does have a Feral, though, that he played and moved up. Temple of Lore still buffing all of Biana's characters, though. So probably not going to go for those Seedor to be able to stun the Gundas like we saw in the other matchup. Probably going to be targeting that Temple instead. Interesting. He used the portable hole to move back 2 ranks after moving up with Zaros instead of shooting at Dural. Now, he can still play a level 4 if that's why he moved back, for example, or to equip an item. And then he can discard the portable hole for a card, draw it back with Nodwick, and then move back up this turn. So it's still in the cards. Oh, that's true. He would have been killed by Feral. He did equip a Farglass, though. Gives him marksmanship. And can buff his strike. So he does have a potential kill shot now with the marksmanship, but that Feral is going to be a problem. Level 4s come in 1 rank higher because of Bahia. That is true. Wait. Talent of turn. Oh, your opponent's characters, yeah. I forgot about that aspect of it. I was thinking it was just the first half. So let's see, Graham. So he did ditch the portable hole for a card. I would expect him to get that back with Nodwick then, since that's, I believe, the only target that he has for it. Because it's just his characters in his discard pile. Yeah. And whatever this hidden card is. But unfortunately, since that Acolyte Dora went down... Okay, I'm not looking at his discard pile. That's just going to crash on tap. Since the Acolyte Dora went down, now Soralin is spent and not able to do his strikes. So that is going to be a disadvantage for the devs now. Biana moving back, which is interesting, I guess. Just not wanting to be in the way of Durist, which is understandable. So she moved up for the Fiery Bolts, spent back, and now Soralin is stunned in the first rank, so that's really not good for him. Because now, next turn even, he can't shoot. He can't use Nodwick to get Portable Hole back this turn. He can't shoot with the Cartwright set item. And we get a Harak out of Icefall. Whenever it decides to show up would be great. Okay, so he's just going to swing at +6 on Soralin. So let's see. Is it possible to kill Sorrel in this turn? Icefall with no cards in hand. 1 for Jackal. We'll see first and foremost if Harak hits. Beyond 4th level characters enter in the 7th. Possible incentives from Fortrucka. That's true. And the Herald does hit. So Sorrelin down to 1 hit point. Which is really unfortunate because I thought Sorrelin would be good. I mean, turns out he should have ended up shooting at the Durist. Even if Pharrell took him out next action, he could have at least got 2 wounds on Durist. And I guess, like you guys said, he didn't have kill in hand, but 2 wounds at least. The Pharrell may have missed. Now instead he's stunned in the first rank. And Durist is going to make it to turn 2 with no wounds. And Biana is going to have to deal with them both. But as I was saying, I would think Sorrelin would have been good against these starts that aren't running, or that were only running 1 level 2 character in the second rank. But because of those Pharrells coming up and the Axe of Faith, being able to take out Sorrelin start so early on. Now it looks like they passed. See Sorrelin spent, Icefall readying. So Jackal of Morn's Nightmaster Ress and Gunda are going to die here. Looks like he took the Gunda out. Graham discarded a gaudy hat, so another Cartwright set item that he had access to but was not able to play because he was stunned. Gaudy hat, if things would stop moving, because I don't trust the discard to load. Maybe. I don't know. It's not worth it. Gaudy hat gives stealth, I think. Something like that. Just another Cartwright set item that he could have shot with Diversion. Now, depending on what he has in hand, although he can't strain the shot because that would kill him, but he could still use Diversion plus Farglass to at least get 2 wounds on their wrist if he wins initiative and doesn't die. Looks like Jackal of Morn will probably take initiative, though. Yikes, this lag is awful. And what's funny, too, is I really feel like this lag only happens when I'm trying to stream or spectate. Like, I haven't really had big lag issues while I'm playing. I've had a couple. I mean, I'm sure it happens. I did accidentally discard my Warlord instead of a card from hand. I'm definitely going to blame lag for that one. Sorrelin definitely not in a good position here. Justinian can try and save him if the roll is close enough. So you see Mass Blessing out of Fortrucka on Gunda, and I believe that's a Sanuris, yeah. Oh yeah, those big guys did die because of their Daybreak ability, to where they moved up but were discarded at end of turn. So that's pretty big. So not a huge army for Jackal of Morn right now. Can definitely still build back up. And Durist is in the second rank, so not super accessible for Biana. Sorrelin, like I said, still has a shot. Not anymore. He took the shot. Oh, the 5 and the 4, that is just brutal. So he could have killed Durist there, but missed on both shots. Yeah, Durist can do first turn to make Pharrell come back up. That's true, but they'd have to have him, and Icefall would need to spend back. So Incinerate out of Durist. Probably just going to throw both strikes on Sorrelin, unless the first one kills. But man, that is brutal, having potential kill shots and rolling a 5 and a 4. Well, Icefall taking his turn now, rolling a 2. Was it Forged Cake, I think, that was telling me that you can try and flip a coin to reset the roller if you're rolling really low a lot. So I assume that's what Icefall did there. I honestly didn't think that was a thing. I thought he was just messing with me. Is that like a known thing that you can flip a coin and your rolls will stop being low? Rolo says it's a lie. Okay. So the second one did hit and kill Sir Rollin. So Slugman is all on his own now against both of these warlords. The Durist is spent. Did both his incinerates this turn, but his spend order for both strikes from incinerate, but still probably has some order strikes he can do, maybe Flame Blade or something along those lines. Another incinerate. Just ask Vic. It doesn't work. I was not watching that match. Yeah, my dice have been pretty low the last few matches as well, but I mean, I've gotten in a couple 2v1s, so it's not like the dice are the only reason to blame. I've made some play mistakes, so I roll bad a lot, but I'm not going to exclusively blame it on the dice. During Spooky 4E. Oh yeah, didn't you play against him, Zant? Seer versus Winter, that's what it was. That's right. I don't think I was spectating that, but I did hear about it, now that you mention it. Zin's attention out of Sidor the Avenged. Target a character up to 3 ranks away who must make a will save for each card in their control player's hand. If at least one of them fails, the target suffers a wound and is spent. So Jackal of Morn has 4 cards in hand, targeting the Nemtok. Let's see, Jackal of Morn got a 5, so he failed the first one. Suffers a wound and is spent, so should have a wound on him too. He had you dead to rights and couldn't roll above a 5 after the top cut. Yeah, I thought that was in the final 8. Is that the first round, I think? I mean, if you were Winter, to be fair, it wouldn't just be rolling above a 5. It would also be rolling even. Second round, okay. Yeah, that's just brutal when it comes down to that. Ernak going to swing. He shook. Cedar the Avenged. Interesting. I would have maybe tried to take out the Temple of Lore there, but I guess I understand trying to break ranks. I wonder if... No, he can't spend order for Daybreak. I was going to say, I wonder if he was trying to take out the Cedar before he makes it the first turn again, but I suppose he could have the... Is it Bastion of Bascaron? I think is the dungeon that makes it the first turn. I would imagine he's running that in the deck. Maybe not, since he can do it, but it's still a spend order. So maybe he's trying to take out the Cedar before he makes it the first day. Kikaldin's Bracers. Okay, that's pretty solid because Biana is level 6 now. She can equip level 9 in the 3rd rank, so now she's level 7. I would love to see a time stop right now. That would be hilarious. Once per turn, gain Charisma, Scribe, or Magic Resistance. Time stop on... Exactly. Zant Primus, you and I had the exact same thought. We're going to see a Barkeel instead, which is also a pretty good play. So Slugman getting some of his bigger items here. Let's see if he can use that to turn this match around. This wizard is evil. Already was. +3 skill. Spells have +5 DC. Range strikes add +5. And +6 skill from the Kikaldin's Bracers as well. So Biana is at 21 skill. if my math is correct. No, 19. I'm stupid. You should ignore about half of what I say. 19 skill. I don't know where I got the extra +2. +5 to DCs, yeah. Sir Jeffrey Drack. What did Bahia play this turn? Deciding against the Sir Jeffrey Drack, okay. Because, yeah, Bahia didn't play level 4 this turn, so he could have played... Oh, yeah, Temple of Lore, that's right. Level 1, okay, that's what I figured with all those level 1s there. Bloodsteed on the Biana as well. Discard to move to any rank. That is actually good to keep in mind for like a Dragon Ranching deck when you're trying to build. Just move like Alisara to any rank. Theoretically doable. So Biana probably moving up here to avoid falling forward. Or I guess discard to move to the front rank, maybe? Since she can fall forward nonetheless. Vegan. Yep, so there goes Biana. Oh, it's discard Bloodsteed. I thought it was discard a card. I misread that. But she does go to the front rank. So, depending... Oh, well, we know it's a Sir Jeffrey Drack in hand, so she does not have a spell this turn. 1 wound on her, but she has the +1 hit point from the Cacaldan's Bracers. What craziness is about to happen? Yeah, I don't know. Probably have to wait until next turn. Sir Jeffrey Drack, I will just read it off of Accordlands. Spend order removed from the game. If he was in your first rank, perform any number of orders until you pass. So he was time stop, but because of Temple of Lore, like you guys pointed out, wasn't able to play him, and now definitely don't have the ranks to play him. Yeah, she would... Well, depending on what Durist draws, she may or may not have to win initiative to draw time stop and kill both warlords. That would be fantastic. If you guys saw Witcher Season 2, that essentially happened where someone time stopped and just killed some people. That was pretty funny. I mean, there's probably some spells where the other warlords would be in trouble. But I think it would take a time stop to get enough strikes to at least take them both out. But if you can at least get rid of the Durist, I think she can maybe take Fortrucka. I mean, 1 wound on her is rough, but Fortrucka's not throwing a lot right now. She just needs to survive 2 turns. Well, she needs to survive at least until next turn and hopefully win initiative. Justinian can add 2 to the initiative roll if it comes down to it. Gonna seize life. Before a character suffers wounds, target a number of wounds up to this cleric's level. Reduce the wounds by 1. Okay. Oh, I completely forgot about Biana's spend order for the range strikes. So that's probably what is being thrown right now. I'm stupid. It's okay, Zant Primus. I thought she was melee striking too until I forgot about the spend order. So is that 4? 4 characters targeted. Number of characters up to this cleric's level. Reduce the wounds by 1, and each target has +1 hit point. So yeah, Slugman is trying to take out Durist right now. That would be huge. It is just plus zeros, unfortunately. 7 of them still, but since it's not a spell, Barkeel does not buff it. So 3 wounds on the Durist. Okay, wow. There goes Durist. That is huge. So now it's just Biana against Fortrucka with 3 hit points still because of the Cacaldan's Bracers buffing. Level 7, depending on what she gets next turn. I don't know if she's running Time Stop or not. Oh, and Slugman still has strikes, which I believe both ended up missing because Nemtok is at 14 AC. And I believe that was Icefall second Warlord. So same thing. Oh, now you want to know what would be interesting? If Biana wins this and Wyvern uses his ability to kill her after she takes out a Nothrog. That would be pretty big. But if Fortrucka pulls this off, then Seb doesn't even have to consider that. So that Mass Bless will go away. Nemtok has 1 wound on him. And currently, there are only 2 strikes out of that first rank that can go on Biana. That's not going to be enough to take her out unless one of them has Axe of Faith played on it. Oh yeah, and since Biana killed, she's plus 2 levels now. So because of the Cacaldan's Bracer, she is level 8. So even if Josh gets a level 9 item again, he can equip it in the first rank. So that's going to be pretty big too. Slugman gets the 15 as well. Oh, clutch 19 from Jackal, though. Let's see what he has to see if he can curb the wrath of this Biana. Or if the devs are going to get at least 1 win out of the night. Because right now they have lost 3 Warlords in the last hour and a half alone. Yeah, I know Jeffrey is Time Stop Captain Ellisy, but can't play her right, or can't play him right now because of ranks and Temple of Lore. He would need to come in at level 5. So you're right, because of the inclusion of Jeffrey Drack, probably not running Time Stop in the deck. But as easy as it is for Biana to get up to level 7, or I don't want to say easy, but she didn't seem to have much problem this game. It's possible there's at least 1 in the list, but I do doubt it because of the inclusion of Jeffrey Drack. Just seems difficult to get him up to rank 1. Now let's see what she's spending. Evoke Crisis. Okay. So I wonder how many cards she's going to discard. This is a fun one, Evoke Crisis, that I threw onto Shadow Reaver one time. And as a last-ditch effort, I just did like 6 strikes, and I think I missed them all. So just discarding the Phantasm. So that is going to be plus 2, plus 0. Discarding another Evoke Crisis, and then plus 5 from the Barkeel, so it's going to be plus 7. At that point, I mean, you could discard your whole hand and just try and take out Fortrucka. So that's going to hit the Nemtok, so I would imagine Fortrucka would react here. Because it gets plus 5 from Barkeel. Yeah, so put the wound on, but Fortrucka reacted. So that should take out the Nemtok. Jeez, it is plus 26 skill. You're right, Atlantis. How is the Nemtok still on the board? Yeah, DC 36 Gambit, but still just for 2 wounds, so not enough to take out... Well, for 1 wound, but probably going to fail by 10, so for 2, but not going to take out the Fortrucka. What I want to know is how that Nemtok is still on the board, because 2 of those strikes hit. Unless somehow he forgot about the +5 from Barkeel on the first one, thinking it missed. Right, but it had a wound on it already because of the Zin's... Is it Zin's Attention? Yeah, from turn 1. So he had 1 wound on him. He hit with the first strike, the 8, because it was a +7 off of the +2 from Evoke Crisis, +5 from Barkeel, so that's a +7. That 15 hit, and then the 18 hit. So even with Fotrucka's React, that's just plus the hit point from Pharrell. Oh. Yeah, that I did forget about. Yeah, the last strike missed. I forgot about the Pharrell hit point. So dust to dust. And Fotrucka's gonna fall. I wonder which character. It was a level 4? Yeah. Level 4 that he took out. So a lot of options here, but still having that Temple of Lore. Characters come into play 1 rank further back, so can't play anything that's higher than level 2 currently. Yeah, exactly. She might be out of gas for the turn. That's kind of what I'm... Depending on that last card in hand, I would have to think that last card in hand is good, because otherwise Josh would have ditched it with the Evoke Crisis for an extra strike. So that last card in hand is probably pretty relevant. Okay, Archer Tower. So that will come into play in rank 3. And that is going to be huge as well. That is going to miss the Biana very badly. Let's see. So the Archer Tower into play now. Only +1 AC from the Bracers. So Biana's just at 15. But she's level 9 currently. How much time is left? Yeah, it started at 9, so we're 45 minutes in at 45 minutes per player, so there's still an hour and a half left on the clock. So, plenty of time. But, I mean, it'll probably be over by next turn. And I would think that Biana would pull it off. So we do have the Axe of Faith there. But it looks like it still missed. Got the 6. And that wouldn't have killed regardless, so Jacqueline Morn did have a chance to kill this turn if he rolled well on both, but was not able to pull it off, even with the Axe of Faith. Now, see, both players pass. Okay. So why did Josh keep Temple of Lore and ditch the Evoke Crisis? Was he thinking... Oh, I see. Yeah, my bad. I misinterpreted where those strikes were going. So he swung, took out the Temple, and played another one. Yeah, that is my bad. So depending on what Josh gets here, he can certainly pull this out, because although Fotrucka can react on himself too, because it doesn't say another Nothrog. So that is still in the cards. So Biana, yeah, I've been misspeaking this whole time. Biana's at 5 hit points, because Kikaldin's Bracers gives 1. I have been forgetting about the +1 from Temple of Lore. So she's actually at 5 hit points, and not 15 AC, but a disgustingly high amount of AC because of the bonus equal to level from TOL. Hit multiplayer and zoom in. Good call. So this is going to be a DC 20 Hand of Power because of the Barkeel. And it won't kill Gunda. Fotruka definitely saving that react for himself. So it looks like Gunda failed that, but obviously is going to react. Fotruka, I think, is the one that just did that save and made it. And now it will go to Feral. Yeah, Barkeel with Hand of Power and multiplayer is big. I mean, imagine if he had played this when Durist was in play, and well, probably taken out most of his whole army. Now, hopefully, Josh has some sort of order strikes out of Biana. I mean, I know that Hand of Power is solid. Maybe he got another Evoke Crisis. We shall see. But Fotruka still can swing with Gunda. Maybe play some more characters. Yeah, there's a Nemtok. So Nightfall. It's not the first turn you're Nothrog in this rank. Have +5. Or power attack +5. So that. So he can stun that up. Swing with Gunda at +8. Potential Axe of Faith for 3 wounds. Which would still leave Biana with 1, though. Spending the Justinian back, so probably has a level 3 he wants to play. Because they're still pushed back with Temple of Lore. Meet at the Inn. So Fotruka looking for a response here. Trying to find a way to pull this out, but might have just given Biana more gas with that as well. If Josh was able to top deck into another order spell like Incinerate, Flame Blade, Evoke Crisis. Granted, this is just going to be 1 wound currently. What does he have here? Tome of the Archmage. +1 hit point. +1 level, +2 skill. So Biana is at level 11. Biana's level. Thank you. That is very helpful. So she's also at +11 attack AC and skill. So where does that put her? She's at 21... 24, 30, 32. I believe she's at 32 skill, if I did that math correctly, and 6 hit points. It's more skill than your average Medusan Lord has. Why is Jeffrey Drack removed from game? He wasn't in the first rank, was he? We see a Jackals of Morn out of Fotruka, so that can come up and do some strikes. And it is going to have power attack because of the Nemtok. So that could theoretically do some damage. Why did the Jackal swing? Did he think that was Nightmaster Rest? Or is he just attacking and not tapping? I'm also now just realizing the irony that Jackal of Morn played Jackals of Morn. Oh, is that just Nothrog? Good call. So no power attack out of the Jackals. Temple of Lore is gone, so he can play Sir Serene Mire Death now. And that's -11 attack AC and skill now that Temple of Lore is gone too. I mean, it makes sense to take that out. Biana's really untouchable prior to that. And now the dice on fire, the 16 and the 20. Biana's up to 4 wounds, and I believe she just has 5. So she could be in trouble now. I think Fotruka could pull this out. Let's see if Jackals can close it. She's just sitting at 15, 16, 17 AC. think that misses by 1. Wow, if she can make it to next turn and win a niche. I mean, unless she has something else she can do this turn, but I don't think so. Theodore, deal chance. Spend order if you're target and ready your warlord. Am I missing something? Why did this end up in the discard pile if it was in play? And in rank 4. First turn, moving forward one rank, give target character in your first rank +5 attack, AAC, and skill until end of turn. Stunned it. Oh, I missed him stunning it up. Okay. So now he has +5 attack, AC, and skill. I would assume on Biana. Yeah, I missed him stunning it up. I thought it was just still chilling in rank 4. Yeah, just 1 hit point. And at that point, Piana is inevitable, Graham says. Ooh. Akvuk with the big strike. So Biana is at 22 AC, assuming Theodore targeted her. Let's see. Oh yeah, Hero's Gambit. That's big. Jackal of Morn. It's a 19, which I believe misses thanks to Theodore. Wow. 22 AC is what I said, yeah. Or was that the Akvuk swing? That was the 15, 22. I thought that was Jackals. That was power attack. Okay. Got it. My bad. So Rama the Cruel stunned up, Archer Tower up, Justinian stunned in the second rank. And now he drops the Tauren. Okay, so now he can ditch that last card in his hand, presuming it's not relevant. Is that another Cercerian Mire Death? Yeah. So he's going to look at the top 5 and see if he can get some gas for next turn. Cards do go in the same order, so I guess it's looking for gas for this turn. And here we go. Fiery Bolt does have marksmanship and does get it. I think it was practically anything but a 1. Yeah. So additional wound here is +4, +5 off of the bark heal. And I think that is going to do it. Because even if Fortrucka reacts on himself, still die at end of turn. But the react is also after the strike, so that is going to do it. So the devs do get the 2v1, or not 2v1, 2v2 win versus the Nothrog the second time around, but not without incurring a loss of their own in Sir Rollin. But Biana, against all odds, once Sir Rollin is taken out, is able to take out both the Durist and the Fortrucka on her own. So the 2 non-Serene Karachagat combo decks are taken out, at least the 2 that we know of. Congratulations to the devs on finally getting a win. And congrats to Wesley on your sanity. Man, that's a huge win. And to end it like that, too, with the fiery bolts, the marksmanship, that is crazy. So I'm going to stop spectating. See if there's any other matches live. I don't think so. There is not. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you to everybody who came into the match. Congrats, Slugman, on the win. Huge win for the Deverenians. Really glad we got to see them win one instead of just the green wave continuing to dominate. I see we have 12 viewers right now according to the counter on stream, but I know that's usually off by several minutes. But I got a couple more hours towards the amount that I need. Only 15 followers from 50, and we only need to average 3 viewers per stream. All of those to reach affiliate. So we're well past some of those goals and well on the way to others. So thank you guys for your help. The only way I'm going to hit affiliate is if you keep coming in, keep tuning into these streams, and don't forget, I will be doing a giveaway once we hit affiliate. A 20th anniversary pack for sure, and I am trying to acquire some other loot to be giving out for that. So be on the lookout for that once we hit affiliate. I really appreciate you guys' support. Thanks for coming out and watching the stream. And yeah, you guys are welcome for commentating both of these matches. I will try and have the VOD up on YouTube tomorrow as well. I might have time to put that up tonight, but it's probably going to be close to 2 hours, so it might take a while to update, and I might be going to bed pretty soon, so we'll see. But I'll make a thumbnail for that and get that uploaded to YouTube, and I will put that in the coverage channel as well for anybody to find that, so you don't have to watch it on Twitch, because I know YouTube is just a much better viewing experience than trying to watch a past stream on Twitch. With that, I am going to go ahead and end the stream. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night and a great weekend. I'm busy a lot of tomorrow, but if there's any good matchups once the next round goes live, or depending on if I have a matchup or when that is, I can stream that as well. So thanks for coming out, and I will see you guys later.